the two novels we've read. One is on Bergson's essay, and the other one is The Frogs by Aristophanes. To start off, who doesn't like comedy? Comedy is something everyone strives for. Like, people would rather go to a comedy play or a comic movie than a tragic movie or a tragic play, because comedy helps them escape from their day-to-day lives and day-to-day stresses. And this is something that people enjoy, and me myself as well. Like, whenever I'm feeling sad or something, I watch Russell Peters or Friends or something or the other to lighten me up. So comedy is something that has connected to every person all around the world, and it's a universal language of communication. So I want to start off with the first aspect of comedy and how Bergson states the fact that, through his quote, that comedy is something that should be not intended to hurt a person. Like, if comedy is brought into something where, like, people laugh at someone else's expense, that's not comedy. Like, through this quote, he says that in laughter we always find an unadvised intention to humiliate and consequently to correct our neighbor, which states that comedy is not something when you hurt someone. Like, if you're sitting in a group and people are just laughing at one person when someone's commented on someone, that's not comedy. That's like some sense of humor, but bad sense of humor, because you're hurting someone in the process. In the same way, in The Frogs, Dionysus is someone who we laugh at. Is someone that we always is always someone who is made fun of and is the laughing stock for the audience. Like, throughout the play, he's been shown in that sense, and he has been shown to be intellectual as well, because he's the one who's going to hell and getting the best poet back and stuff, but he's shown as a laughing stock as well. Second point that makes people laugh a lot is repetition. Like, Bergson says that repetition is something which makes everyone laugh, and in The Frogs, Aristophanes has put it in such a way, like the very title, The Frogs, when he's arguing with the frogs and the chorus and the coax keeps coming up, which shows that repetition is a way of, like, breaking the natural flow of the play and making someone just laugh. Like, I feel the chorus, whenever it comes up in the play, it's when people, there's a natural flow, and then there's a stop to it, the chorus comes in, makes people laugh, and there's a new thing that begins after that. So that's what I feel. And the third reason is anything that sounds absurd is pretty comic. Like, Ferguson himself in his essay states that absurdity is something that makes people laugh, and that is portrayed in the play The Frogs by Aristophanes as well. Like, when they go down to hell, a dying man out there is talking to them, and he himself states that he feels very lively. That's kind of absurd, because a dying man feeling lively, that's like, but that is something that makes people laugh. So, like, absurdity makes people laugh as well. So everything that Bergson has spoken in his essay has been practically used in The Frogs, and I would feel that comedy over the ages has changed a bit. Like, if you and I were to go and see The Frogs playing live right now, we wouldn't have laughed as much as the people laughed those many years back. But that kind of has to play with the Greek culture as well. Like, people from Greek who know their gods and how they're portrayed would laugh better because they know who the gods are and they know the characteristics of a god. Like Hercules, like, just a random example. Like, people know his characteristics, but people laughed in the play because he was played against his characteristics and were played like he was made something as he was not, and that made people laugh. In the same way, like, when I used to listen to some Hollywood jokes, I wouldn't get it at first because I couldn't connect to them. But the Americans who got it would laugh at it. So culture plays a big role as well, and comedy is something that I feel people would escape into from their daily lives. Thank you.
Thank you.